Okay, welcome back to another episode of Business Basics with Nick. And this one is very personal to me. You'll get that joke in a second. In this episode, we're talking about personal surety. Now, that sounds like a big, scary term. It's overwhelming when you hear it from people who are making you sign contracts or take out loans, or when you're getting venture capital or anything like that. But it's really important that you understand the idea and the concept behind personal surety. So I came across this a lot in one of my previous businesses called Nick Harry, which was a sock company. We were opening stores at a rapid rate, maybe one store every 3.5 or 4 months in big shopping malls. And big malls absolutely love to screw over little businesses. It's kind of baked into their business model. They suck. Don't open a big store if you ever can avoid it. The terms are just incredibly onerous and punish you as an individual. And that's where personal surety comes in. One of the clauses in almost every contract that you can look at when you are signing a lease, taking a loan, getting investment, anything like that, is who is responsible if things go belly up. What happens when your business completely screws up, when your store goes under and you can't pay rent, or the store sits empty for 6 weeks because you can't find a replacement tenant, or you blow through your venture capital? Are you personally responsible for the money that you borrowed, the loan that you took out, the lease that you signed? And if in the contract it says that you are responsible and you signed personal surety, then absolutely you are on the hook for the money that is owed to whoever it is that you owe money to. It is a brutal way to do business. It is an absolutely insane clause for any young entrepreneur, or any entrepreneur for that matter, to sign, and I absolutely never do. I just don't do it. I have in the past crossed that term out in contracts and landlords have just not noticed. That's their bad. I've negotiated with venture capitalists to remove this clause, and that's the thing. If you're going out to get investment from a venture capital firm or an angel investor, there should be no personal surety attached to this. Going out and getting venture capital means that the people are paying you money for equity in your business, not to get their money back from you if things go tits up. The job of the entrepreneur is to build the business. The job of the investor is to provide cash flow and money into that business so that you can build it. If things go awry, that's the risk a venture capitalist takes. On the other end of it, banks often won't give you a loan unless you sign personal surety, because they're not in the business of taking a risk. They're in the business of making interest on the money they loan you. So they want that money back. I have personally never taken a loan to build a business. Lots of people have. For me, it feels much more high risk than going out and getting venture capital or using your own money. So if you are going to go to a bank, there is probably very little that you can do to get rid of that personal surety. They won't give you a loan unless somebody is responsible for that money. Now, looking at the leases is another place, whether it's your office rental or a store that you're opening or a warehouse that you're renting for a while. Personal surety really does matter here. If the economy turns, if COVID kicks in, if the pandemic shuts down your company or your country, you are then on the hook if your business can't cover the rent. You personally have to go and pay. And if you can't, the bank or the people you owe money to can come after your personal assets, your car, your house, your bank accounts, whatever you have, they can start picking off so that they can pay back the money that you owe them. You should, as a rule, try and avoid signing personal surety at every possible turn. You should never put your own well-being at risk for the sake of your business. There are obviously exceptions to this. There are obviously times when you should give it a go, but you should try and do it as much as you can without putting your personal financial position at risk. There are enough things for entrepreneurs to worry about. There are enough things to keep you up at night. One thing that shouldn't keep you up is if your business goes under, who owes them money? And the truth is, the bank doesn't care about my $20,000 loan. They just write it off. But to me, it makes a massive difference. So avoid signing personal surety whenever you can, and don't be shy about it. Just cross it off the contract and give it back to them and let them comment. And then you can negotiate around it. If you don't want to take that deal, then walk away from it. But my advice, unsolicited, is if anyone forces you to sign personal surety, it's very unlikely that they're the right investor for you, and you should walk away anyways. So that was the episode on personal surety. It's a little bit of an intense topic for me because I think too many people get taken advantage, and I hope after watching this, you will not. So as always, remember that it's up to you to do the work, and I can't wait to see what businesses you put out into the world.